Chapter 1. You'll never guess what my mum gave me for a birthday present. She came into my room carrying breakfast on a tray, with my little brother Robin singing happy birthday at the top of his voice. It was a special treat breakfast, orange juice and toast with strawberry jam cut into heart shapes. It's a mum thing. She handed me the pink tissue parcel so eagerly, her eyes shining. I felt the paper carefully. There was something soft folded up inside. Clothes. I hadn't really wanted clothes. I wanted an electric scooter most of all, but a bike or a skateboard would have been fine as well. They probably cost too much, even second-hand. So then I'd liked one of those giant sets of felt tip pens and a sketch pad. I didn't want a special colouring book, because I prefer making up my own pictures. I like drawing outer space and jungles and wild animals. If I had to have clothes, then I would have wanted a really cool t-shirt, maybe black with a gorilla on it, or a skeleton, or a grinning face, or a cartoon character. I felt very anxious about Mum's choice. She's very much a pink person. She once bought me Candy Floss pink t-shirt with Mummy's Girl written on it in fancy white lettering. I nearly died. I slipped my hand inside the tissue. It didn't feel like a t-shirt. There was a smooth, silky bit, and then something netted or puffed up. I felt sick. It felt like it seemed to be a party frock. It was totally the wrong sort of present for me. I didn't go to any parties for a start. Nobody invites me now. I don't care. Well, I suppose I do a bit, but I actually hate parties. Especially the sort where you dress up in your best clothes. A party dress would have been my worst ever outfit. Maybe Mum thought I didn't go to parties because I didn't have a proper dress. I tried hard to get my face into a happy, thrilled expression. I didn't want to hurt her. Oh, I think I guessed what it is, I said, trying to make my voice sound pleased. Mum smiled at me. What is it? What is it? Robin asked, jumping up and down eagerly on my bed. I took a deep breath and ripped open the pink tissue. A dress fell out. Not a party dress. It was far, far worse. It was a fairy frock. It had a pale pink, silky bodice attached to a froth of deep pink net, 6 layers of it, so it stuck out in all directions, and there were wings attached to the back of the bodice, floppy, feathery wings. Perhaps some girls might long for such a dress, maybe very little girls, but I thought this fairy outfit was the most startling, horrible garnet I'd ever seen. I was so taken aback I couldn't even think of a thing to say. I just froze with my mouth open. Robin was impressed. Oh, Mum, it's a fairy dress with wings. You'll be able to fly now, Mabe. He wasn't teasing. He seriously seemed to think I could spread those false wings and fly out of the window. Mabe will be able to fly in her dreams, said Mum, clasping her hands. You do like it, don't you, darling? I swallowed. It's lovely. I started straining to sound convincing. Where did you get it? I was looking up fairy dust online, wanting to order some more for your birthday, said Mum. Fairy dust is this sparkly sequin stuff that Mum sprinkles everywhere on special occasions. She puts it in birthday cards and Christmas cards too, so you just have to open them very carefully, and even then, you still get fairy dust flying around everywhere, and you discover the odd sequin about your person for days afterwards. Then I noticed if Google was asking if I wanted to look up fairy dress, so I did, and I immediately knew I had to buy you one for your birthday. I did wonder if I should ask you first, because I know you mostly like your jeans and t-shirts, but who wouldn't want their actual own fairy dress, said Mum. I wouldn't, I screamed inside, but grimaced valiantly. I hate upsetting Mum. It's so easy to make her cry. Dad walked out when Robin was a toddler, only 2.5. She was in hospital for quite a while, and Robin and I had to go into care for a whole year. We had a very kind foster mum, but she wasn't our mum. We minded terribly. I was already missing Dad, but I missed Mum even more. She got better, and finally, after we'd had lots of visits, when some weekends with Mum, our social worker said that we could go live with her again. That was last summer, more than a year ago now. We moved right away for a fresh start. Mum got a job in a supermarket, so we get discount food, and our flat doesn't cost as much because it's social housing. I had to start a new school. It was okay at first because I made friends with Billy, but then she palled up with Kathy and Anita at the end of last term, and now they're deadly enemies. It's horrible, but the only thing that really matters is that Robin and I are back together with Mum. She's mostly fine now, but she still gets upset easily. She cries at the silliest things, and even happy things like those cute kids and clips on YouTube, and she gets obsessed with stuff. She watches television a lot. She loves Escape to the Country and checks out every house as if she's considering it for us, even though we couldn't possibly afford it, and she's terrified of cows anyway. Her favourite programme in all of the world is Strictly Come Dancing. She's learned how to do the old-fashioned waltz and whirls Robin or me round our living room until we get dizzy. She loves making scrapbooks and photo albums, and taught herself to write in fancy italic writing using silver and gold pens. She even writes notes to my teacher like that to tell her I've got a dental appointment. Then even over the last 18 months, she's got more into fairies. She's always been a fairy lover, ever since she was a little girl. I think she actually believes in them. She makes weenie fairy furniture, little cotton reel things with tiny cushions and plaster tables in the shape of toadstools. She sprinkles hundreds and thousands those tiny rainbow sweets on top of the tables. In the morning they're all gone. Oh no, the fairies had a feast last night, she says. It's obviously for Robin's benefit, not mine. Though I suppose I used to half to believe it when I was his age. Mum's tried making her own fairies with pipe cleaners and scraps of silk ribbon. She took all the fairy stuff to craft fairs at weekends for a while, but hardly anyone ever bought them. She makes fairy potions too, and special fairy soap with little rosebuds that come off in the bath. Our flat always smells sickly. She buys all the films she can have that have fairies in them, and we have fairy lights all over the flat, even in the toilet. Robin and I have even got fairy names. There's some fairy character called Robin Goodfellow in a play. He's meant to be mischievous and plays tricks on people. Our Robin can be mischievous and play tricks on people, but not in a bad way. He really is a good fellow. I'm called Mabe. People think it's short for something, maybe Mabel, but no, just Mabe. After another fairy who was a queen. Still, I suppose it could have been worse. Mum could have chosen another fairy queen. Titania. You can guess what the kids at school would have called me then. School, even thinking about the word, makes my heart start thudding. Homeschooled children are the luckiest kids ever. Sorry, that was my dog. The luckiest kids ever. I hate school. Especially, I hate Kathy and Anita. They've turned Billy against me. They have a club called the ABCs. The club seems to be the only one for all. Be as mean and as spiteful and as mocking as you can to Mabe McHale'sfield.